Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. And we are live. Shout out to everyone on the live stream with your host. Welcome to the live stream with your host, the Crypto Lifer. Yeah. Yo, slapping all the hands, everybody. Yeah. What is going on out there in the crypto world? How's everybody doing? How is everybody feeling? We are out here. You even went to 4K at one point. Unbelievable. So we got a 1080 feed now. Unbelievable. Looking crispy? No. Interesting. All right. Well, we know we'll have performance. That's key. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys. Anthony, Wrenchy, Bagwell33. The Link Marines are back. Yes, they are. What a day for the altcoins. And we told you alts were going to pop. That was the deal. That was the deal I made with you guys. That alts were going to fly. Shout out to everyone here. Shout out to Joe, Trade Intuition. Anthony, thanks for coming on in. Anthony, you are going to get what you paid for. And you said, what? I didn't pay for anything. Yes, you did. You gave me your time. Your time is the most valuable thing you have. So yes, you have paid. And I'm going to give you what you paid for. So let's get into it, everybody. If you're just joining in, if you're just waking up, if it's evening, if it's afternoon, if it's night, I don't know where you are in the world, but wherever you are, know that I love you, know that I care, and know that we're going to have an amazing time for the next hour, 2 hours, getting in to crypto. We're going to deep dive into coins. We're going to show you Bitcoin. We're going to show you the whole market. We're going to show you the entire market cap. That's right. The entire crypto market cap, where it's going. We're going to show you how much the altcoins are, just the altcoins alone, without Bitcoin. We're going to deep dive into all aspects of crypto for you so that you can stay up to date all at once. In this 1 hour, you're going to get Bitcoin news. You're going to get Bitcoin technical analysis, and you're also going to learn how to trade and possibly join an amazing Telegram group and maybe even meet your soulmate, your life friend. Who knows what will happen? But come on in and join the live stream. And thank you guys so much for coming in. Okay. Bitcoin, baby. So you can see, I don't like rounded tops. They don't make me feel comfortable. So I can round this top. And look what Joe taught me. Joe taught me that if you take the curve from the left side, it does the curve the other way. Now look, if you take the curve from this side, it's upside down. See? So just a little quick tip from Trade Intuition showing us how to do it, how to be doing them. Anyway, let's take a look at Bitcoin. 15-minute did not go the way as planned, fell out. But you know what? We can still do this. We can still do this. And to me, it's still in a flag. See that? And as long as we hold the bottom trend line right here, which is really uncannily right here where we're at 36.8, we're going to be fine. You have to remember, people are selling Bitcoin for alts. They're sick of it. They're like, I've had enough. And you have to look at the altcoins. Unbelievable. Aave, 160. Doing a bit of a double top here, though. That could be a bearish sentiment. Do we see bearish momentum? We don't really, which is interesting. Look, no bearish divergence on the 15-minute, which I usually do see. Those are linked up. And look at that. I drew this pennant. I put up a target here, 167, out from 149, and boom, bang, bang. Pretty damn close. So there's another call on the channel. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for joining in on this beautiful, wonderful Friday morning. Almost said Friday afternoon because it just sounds nice, right? On a wonderful Friday afternoon. Shout out to all my moderators out there. Hadouken, thank you so much for coming in. Really, really appreciate it. Make it 3 hours. Wow. Insane. Let's get those likes up. Let's get the volume up. Let's get the energy up. Let's see how many people we can suck into this cryptoverse, man. We need to get people. We need to save people. Get them off the get them onto the lifeboats. You know, that guy Sam has to the lifeboats, and that's the reason why his channel is to the lifeboats, because he knows that crypto is disappearing. The fiat is disappearing, and people are jumping to crypto to save themselves, to absolutely save themselves. So anyway, shout out to everyone on the live stream. Shout out to BS Social Swap, my man. How you been? Trade intuition. What does this mean? This little guy doing this. Do I have something? I don't know what that is. Trade intuition did it. Be social. I'm not privy to this little dude doing this. It's pretty much back to my starting point, getting in at 37K. Shall I sell and average into 33K if it drops to the next level? Thanks. Honestly, dab, man. Dab? What does dab mean? What is a dab? Or dap? Dip dab? What is dip dab? You all know what this stuff is? Now I'm going to get into it later. Okay, so Bitcoin, right now, I think, well, what I see is we are in a downtrend. Confirmed downtrend at the moment, right? And it could be bigger. So again, what you do is you draw two patterns. That's what I keep showing you guys. So we're about to find out where Bitcoin's going to go in the next few hours. And it just might surprise you. Now, a lot of people made money in altcoins. Where do you think that profit's going to go? Maybe into Bitcoin? I don't know. You tell me. Dip dab. Dibbity dab. Dip dab. Y'all know this funny stuff. Thank you, my love. Okay, I'll check the market cap. Thank you, sweetheart. You're welcome. She whispers, check the market cap. She thinks she's smarter than her daddy, that little bun. Funny, right? Check the market cap, she says. So I see this. We're either in two bullish patterns. One is a giant wedge, which are bought on the 32,800, which we're just doing our thing and moving through, right? So let's calmly just, this could be a very bullish pattern, right? There's one right there. And then there's another idea that we're just doing this. And we're going to come up to the top of this pattern here from here. But we'll see if we break this bottom trend line, because to me it's a trend line, right? Dabbing or dap is a similar gesture which a person drops their head in a bent crick slanted upward arm while raising the opposite arm out straight. Dabbing, baby. All right, so I learned, man. I'm an old man. Since 2008, dabbing has been the use of gesture and triumph for playfulness, becoming a youthful fad and the internet meme. The move looks similar to someone sneezing in the crook of their elbow. Interesting. Okay, cool. 36,900, and we're popping back up into the 37,000 area. Let's take a look. I mean, so many people are making some big money in these altcoins. Let's take a deep dive into Bitcoin. We'll take a quick look. So there's my Bitcoin prediction right now. This is what I'm going to look at. See, and honestly, it could be in the third pattern, the one in the middle. Isn't that funny? There's 1, 2, 3 patterns, right? So we could also have this pattern here. See what I'm saying? Do you see that? Unbelievable, right? Which is very bullish. And which I've seen many times as well. It's a familiar little weird pattern. And we're going to take a measured move out of that. Swing that on up. And where does that put us, my friends? On the 15-minute chart. I'm not even looking at the daily. Okay? And that gets me 56,400 and 56,600. Okay? 56K, guys. So 60K is not far away. Remember that. We're closer to 60K than we are to 25K. Remember that. In my humble opinion. in my humble opinion. All right. Love this lo-fi DeFi jump off. Dope music. Really beautiful music. So check it out. We have support and resistance, and we're going to build it for you. We're going to build a story. We're going to show you what's happening here on this wonderful Friday afternoon or Friday morning. It could be the afternoon where you are, though. Friday evening, Friday night. You could be on the couch listening to my voice, relaxing with some headphones. You could be at your computer ready to look for a trade. You could just be going over your evening thoughts, watching my YouTube channel. I don't know what you're doing, but I appreciate that you're here doing it with me. Check it out. We got 24,680. We have 27,000, 28,000. We also have 30,006, and holding tight here is the $35,000 region. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Sure.
Have a great day. So Bitcoin's kind of bouncing. I want to see where the low was earlier today and just take a look at it and see how strong the strength of the move is. Okay. So we'll take I've given you my target, right? So if everyone hears, I am bullish as long as we hold this trend line, and we could even go a little lower. You know, you don't know. Even Peter Brandt, famous trader, said we never know. You know, this could be the pattern. We don't know where exactly the pattern wants to go, and we could come back down here to 34,008 and still be very bullish. And you see, this is why you have to draw patterns, so you can understand where the price is going without hyperventilating, without freaking out, without being like, oh my god, it's just like, you know, like you're just like, okay, we're all right, we're in the pattern, we're doing what we got to do, you know. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I've been dabbing since I was small. Funny. So you check it out. So I see Bitcoin going possibly to 56,600, but you know what? There's a bearish scenario, right? And I'm going to give it to you as well. So is this a double top? You see what I'm saying? Are we somewhat of a double top here? And that's something that we have to think about. And I'm always going to look at the possible scenarios. So look, we hit 40,000, then we topped out again there at this 40,000 region. And could we resembling a double top? And that could give us a measured move. So here's your bearish scenario, okay? So you're not caught off guard. That measured move is 20K. Now, I personally don't see with the buy pressure and everything going on. Doesn't make sense. We had our chance even too with the head, shoulder, and the right shoulder. We had our chance, in my opinion. Some could say, okay, we're still in a complex head and shoulder. We're making a right shoulder even bigger there. So this is a big deal for me to see. The pattern that we've been talking about here. Bit of an ascending triangle now when we look at it too. Just kind of going up the pattern. So we just have to make sure we respect this trend line, honestly. And the level I want to see Bitcoin hold is right here at like, let me zoom in real quick. Super important, in my opinion, that we use this as resistance. These levels, and these levels. In my opinion, it's of the utmost importance that we hold this box. No lower than 32,005. You know, I'm willing to possibly make the pattern bigger like that. I'd be willing to do that. See what I'm saying, guys? You know? So these are the levels that I'm really, really closely looking at. And this is, yeah. So we want to see what Bitcoin's going to do. We also are on the 1 hour where we're getting spent, right? We're about to roll over, which is a good sign. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour still has some room to go. Just had a MACD cross, and the Stokes still have some down. So that's not a great sign. Not a great sign at all, right? And it still could be somewhat of a double top. It's looking overall somewhat bearish when we look at this. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily, that's somewhat of a good sign. We had the cross, looked like we were going to continue up. I did not expect that, and well, that's sad too, because that's a bearish engulfing candle on the daily. We can put this candle inside of that. That's usually never a good sign. I hate to say that. So bearish engulfing candle on the daily, yet the Stokes want to go a little flat though. They didn't push up with momentum. And we still have a little downside here on the MACD. We did not get the cross. It looked like we were about to get the cross, see? But we got denied. We got a flip back. I call them flip ups, flip backs. A flip back, which is not a good sign. We need this to curve. So the daily is not in our favor at the moment. With a red engulfing candle, oof. So not the best sign for the daily. Excuse me. Alts dropping, Bitcoin move incoming. Crap, everything dumping. Gotta get stopped. Gonna get stopped at a band if bearish scenario plays out. Ooh, we'll take a look at band for you and see what's going on. Band went all the way back to 1078 yet again, breaking out. Look, it was in a falling wedge. You can see clearly. And I had this mapped out. Said okay. And if we went deep diving in there, there's a right shoulder, left shoulder, all that fun stuff. And you can see band wants to get back up to its all-time high at 1154. Starting to form some new areas of support and resistance for band as well. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. So I drew a bit of a head and shoulder. Maybe it was on the 15-minute. Yeah. Bit of a head and shoulder there. Shoulder, head, left shoulder. I have to adjust it a little bit. But that's what it looked like to me, personally. Not the best, but it was, and look, it did break out. Now it's starting to break down. So 1078 and band broke down. Wow, 991, 983 got bought back up on a wick though. So we're getting a lot of big pumps. They try to get you out on the dumps. They try to get you out on the pumps. Remember that too. Aave going all the way with the double top. So we double topped on a lot of coins here. 163. And that puts it back down here probably to 147, which is kind of... So a lot of coins just double tops. You can see that. Let's see what ADA did. ADA holding 30. ADA's not double topping though. Interesting. ADA's kind of more just continuing in the channel that it was in. Look at this. ADA's running out of room, in my opinion. Look at that. So Cardano staying bullish and still look, even a bit of an inverted head and shoulder, double shoulder, complex inverted head and shoulders for Cardano on the 15-minute. Interesting. Suffering a little bit of arbitrage, people bouncing back and forth. We'll see what's going on with Bitcoin dominance right now. A beautiful thing. Okay, so that's what we wanted. Remember, I saw this cup and handle, but I said, you know what, 69.9, that's a huge deal for us. Yesterday when we discussed it, it said we gotta break that. We can't break that. We did form a double bottom too, and it looked like we wanted to break out. And beautiful, look at dominance, did not want to break. There was something about this 69.70 region. Look, we got rejected here, we got rejected here, we got rejected here, we got rejected there. Amazing that we're still holding. We didn't get through that area. Super happy that 70 was that level we couldn't break, because it was looking that if we went above that, I mean, look how much more room we had. And a gap up in dominance would have been pretty sweet for Bitcoin, but not for the rest of the market. So we came all the way back down here to 65 on Bitcoin dominance. What do we see happening for Bitcoin dominance now? Well, it's resetting on the 15-minute. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour looks like it has a little more downside, but not too much. Stokes are pretty low. Let's take a look at the daily. The daily is double bottomed and starting to move. Not in a bad way. Take a look at just what price action. So far, so good. Bearish, looking bearish. Possible retest of the of this wedge. We'll see. Let's take a look at total too on the market cap. I don't want to see us break $1 trillion again. It would just be heartbreaking for me personally. But we're getting pretty low, honestly. So total market cap. Finally had a couple red days, 4 red days coming up, but we are still moving in the pattern that I thought we would move in, back into the wedge, you know. So we'll see how this plays out. Let's take a look at it in the 4 hour. I guess I published it, so I can delete it now, and we can just go to the published version because it's getting a little bit of annoying. All right, so we'll start fresh here, and we'll take a look at the market cap. This reminds me of this dip. It looks exactly like it, guys. So take a look at this. Take a look at this. If I make this really big, you're going to be like, you're going to have deja vu. Drop, double bottom, pump, and we're falling. And it seems to be, we're somewhere right in here, in my opinion. Now, will we get as low as that lower low on the double bottom, you know? And then here we have some levels. So I'm going to take you into the back into the present. Show you how eerily similar these two things look like. See this? I mean, crazy, right? We could actually double this, right? Put two total charts up, which would be pretty slick. And show you different sections of them at the same time, which I've never done, but this is like very interesting to me, because you'd be surprised how these fractals play out. You really would. So we're on the 4 hour. Funny how there's 2 different settings too, but whatever. So remember that pattern. There it is there too. There it is too. But this is the one we're talking about right here. Okay. And see how similar they are? Look, even a bit of a weird double bottom up here or something. Fall to the downside, up, down. Didn't get as low as that other one. Up, and then this downside. So this is this like wick up in area here. We run up, we run up. Little funky double top, that's funny. This one didn't double top further up there, but came back down, did the double bottom, came back down, did the double bottom, push back up, fall into the downside, and then eventually starts to take off. Fall into the downside, and look, it also was right where the price kissed the 21-day moving average, which is about to happen right here as well. Coinciding with where the price just crossed the 50, and here looks like the price will cross the 50, the 21-day moving average at the same time. Stokes do want to reset on the 4 hour though, so they got more room to come down and do this. Same as in the MACD. So price may want to come down a little lower, you know, or the market cap. Looks like the market cap does want to break that $1 trillion level, which is sad. One last time. One last little fake out. But what a push up we had in a lot of altcoins. Some amazing moves in the altcoins. Look at Uni holding it above $7 now, you know. So let's get back into the total market cap, but that's very interesting to me, to say the least. Like, if those don't look almost identical to each other, I don't know what to say. So some pretty cool, insightful stuff here on Friday, if you ask me. Pretty interesting, to say the least. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. What are we saying? Down to 33 or 34? Interesting. So total market cap. Okay. I'm still bullish though on this possible pattern. Right here, like so. Like this. Boom. We can get up to $1.388 trillion. So 1.3 trillion, almost 1.4 trillion dollars. If we hold this beautiful bull flag that we're forming here, and we bounce off the 21-day moving average, which looks like it might, you know, look, we always break below it to double bottom, and then we're out of it. We break below it to double bottom, and then we bounce. We break below it to double bottom, and then we bounced. We broke below it to double bottom, and we bounced. You can see this pattern, like, it just occurs over and over again, smaller and bigger and bigger and smaller. Here it is again, the double bottom, and we're out. And then we bounce off the 21. It's interesting. Interesting to say the least. So, I'm still bullish until we don't have to be, right? Until we have to turn bearish. At the present moment, though, we're okay as long as we hold these trend lines. So we got these patterns forming, and we're going to see what happens. Friday is also a sell-off day for most of the big people. A lot of big money likes to close positions on Friday. It just seems to happen in the market. Let's take a look at the total market cap for all the altcoins, which is the total too. And what we're looking at here is I don't want to break $300 billion. You know, I don't want to go below 300 billion anymore. And that's this green line right here. Right now we are doing a bit of a flag, somewhat of a rounded top. Not my favorite thing to see in the 4 hour, and we need the Stokes to curl down. So it looks like we are going to retest 300 billion one more time maybe. Forming somewhat of a double top as well. No bearish divergence. Right there we did though. So there it was, look. And there's your bearish divvy. Tells you when to make a move right there. Bearish divergence. You had swing up on the price, swing down on the RSI movement. Told you that we were going to have a fall down, and look, boom, we fell down. Now we're recovering, moving up, but we do have to reset. We're having higher lows though every single time. But again, here's that same pattern. It's right here. See it? A fall down with a double bottom. It just reoccurs over and over again. It shows you how they double top, fall down, accumulate, and it's pretty interesting. Pump. You can start really seeing what's happening in the market. Also a bit of a diamond pattern, right? Not the best, but it is a diamond pattern that they're forming here. So in from the bottom, down from the bottom, but this one actually came in interesting. Could even bring it down here. I don't know. Not the best, but we're up on this. This is more bullish than the total market cap and then the Bitcoin chart. This is a little more bullish. So altcoins looking pretty bullish. Sushi all the way to 6. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought type of stuff. Sushi all the way to 6 beans. Unbelievable, right? But I've been talking about, I said, I think the hot coin to be in for the month of January through February is Aave, Sushi, SNX, Theta. Theta's about to have some type of big movements. Let's take a look at Theta. Now, if you look at data, why I like data is it came into the golden pocket, which is the 0.5 Fibonacci level to the 618, which is a beautiful level where institutions teach you to accumulate if you trade for an institution. And it's just a smart area where you play from a very strong place of mathematical and, you know, just overall other traders tend to find a balance in that area. Look, we bounced here with a double bottom as well. It just gives you that strong support for price action. And we boom back up out of the rising wedge like so. Everything is kind of falling back down a little bit though. This went all the way to 214, is losing a bit of gains. So we're seeing now the market cap get sucked out a bit. We just broke that $1 trillion level, and we're back to the 99 level, which is sad. Definitely sad. Funky day for the market. Bitcoin price probably has to be slipping if the market cap is slipping, you know. Those BTST shares holding 79, just throwing that out there. So Bitcoin going at 36.7 level, and I told you I am perfectly fine, no worries. Especially, look, we're coming into contact with that 21-day moving average, which is curving up. We're gonna fight through this 4-hour. We're gonna find our way. But I did show you the fractal, and it's, I don't know why it would ever defy itself, because I've never seen it defy itself. So usually we go sideways from here, as you can see. What we can do right here, we can grab this fractal and throw it on there and kind of get a visual perspective of where we're probably headed. But it looks like something like this. Looks like we're going to do something like that, in my opinion. Maybe this. This makes more sense to me. But that's what this fractal usually does. So if it plays out like all the other fractals have played out, then this is what we're possibly looking at. If it breaks down just generally, we could say that this is another target here at 27,009. Just gearing you guys up for possible bearish scenarios. However, if I had to take a 1 out of 10, I'm a 7 bull. 8 bull. 80% of me, and what the charts convey to me, are saying no need to worry here, no need to stress. You know, big money is still going to keep coming into the market. 1 inch doing its thing up to 135 and continuing. Look at this giant double bottom it's in. Once it breaks this higher level here at 160, it's going to gap up gap up to 193. Don't be surprised to see 1 inch all the way back at $2.61 somewhere by March 17th. Again, this isn't financial advice. Don't do anything that I do on the channel. This is for completely for entertainment purposes only. Fun to speculate, talk about these coins, and go over them all day long. It's just a passion of mine. I know it's a passion of your guys. So thank you guys for joining and being part of the Crypto Lifer Show. I appreciate it. Aave is one of my favorite picks. Been talking about it over and over again. I might as well talk about it again and bring it up because I love to bring up my Aave. You can see my target for Aave was right up here at 167. We didn't quite get there, but we got pretty close. We got to 163.66 with the wicks. That's why it's always good to take 70% of your measured move. So if you believe that the move is here, and you're gonna get 53%, it's good to just like maybe put a. This is a lot of times where I'll take profit at the 43% level. And that's something that's pretty cool for Aave. Then we're going to take a look at Algo. Algo at 46, holding some levels too as well. Double bottoming and having that same type of pattern here. But look, it's in a nice consolidation level. Possible in a head and shoulder pattern that I think was negated by this nice bull. We're going to watch Algo just continue on its way up. Also, we can maybe possibly put it in a bit of a channel here. Is it an ascending triangle somewhat here with this longer, pretty high-pitched channel? Interesting. But once algo breaks this level, I believe that's going to be, temporary at least all-time high. Hasn't been there in a long time. And you can see it's in this beautiful bowl of consolidation. So watch algorithm. Once it gaps up, gets through this chop, gets up to 66, 75, and then, my friends, algo will be gone. You want to DCA into these things and just forget about them. Next thing you know, you're going to be sitting there watching the Super Bowl or something. You're going to take a look at your phone. You're going to go, whoa. You get caught up in all these Bitcoin moves and you don't accumulate the coins that you want because you get scared. You're like, oh, well, it's going up and it's going down. But what happens is months go by. Like, if you take a look at the daily on these things, months go by. And, like, in March, this is at $1 and now it's at $7. We already did hit that. I mean, we hit 881 back in August. I guess that was the time to sell, and then you wanted to get back in around late December. So you could have just sold all the altcoins, taken a break, done some trading. Good morning. Tell me what happened to Bitcoin overnight. My money. Oh, no. Let's take a look. So check it out. Look at Atom. Atom making a boom. Broke out of this rising, or basically kind of like a bull pennant, And I'm saying I called it a cup and handle. You can see this is a cup, bit of a handle, and Atom just continuing to run up. Did go all the way to 854. Amazing the sell-offs that you have. It's when you sell the top of these altcoins, and then you could just even, you could lightly buy back right now. That's something that I do. Like, I sell the top of them, lightly buy back. Sometimes, and not every one of them. Sometimes I just leave them. Band's been annoying because it's been up and down a lot. In a new. It does have new price action, so it's been good to me. But let's take a look at Band right now. Bit of a cup and handle as well for Band. Seems like it's breaking out. Bit of a head and shoulder pattern that boomed up all the way to the top target I had here at 1056. We went a little higher, up to about 1080, maybe 1077, 1074. We're back in that 988 region. But Band just creating higher highs on its way up, or higher lows on its way up the channel. It's coming for those new areas. Bat's been playing games as well. Basic attention token's been very annoying to own and to hold. Basically been in chop for years, honestly, and been in chop since basically October 29th. Just every once in a while it gets to that high of 28, comes back down to the low of the 20s, and it's kind of like XRP used to be, hanging out in 25-cent region for a long time. With all the utility and all the talk, it's sad that BAT doesn't move. One day it probably will, and I'm not saying it's not a great coin to hold, and I'm not saying I don't have a bag. I have a big bag, and that's my point. Holding that bag for a long time, and it's like, gets old after a while. A couple years holding that bag, Steve in Bangkok, anytime, man. Thank you so much, Steve. Really appreciate that. If you want to join and get more TA, hit the link in below and join the Telegram group. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for coming on in. Please hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to my channel, you're already doing the right thing, Steve. Okay. Moving forward, we went over the total market cap. We went over Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Iost. Iost booming. Had some giant movement all the way up to 2.5. We got really high up here, up 100%. Okay, in a couple days. Iost. My target was here at 1.8. We flew very high past that target. Unbelievable movement for Iost on the 4-hour. We're now going to cool down, of course. See what happens for Iost. We have a bit of a big sell-off. So the market had a big sell-off. We had a huge pump this morning and then a big sell-off. So it's almost like someone wanted to accumulate more Bitcoin, so they just pumped the prices of these coins. Unbelievable. But Iost, man, I've been talking about it for months. Finally had its day in the sun. It was just half a penny. Look at it. Half a penny on January 6th. This thing was half a penny. And it was half a penny for a long time. Look at this. And yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at the daily. I had an inverted head and shoulders for you guys. I talked about it. I said it was in a bowl. I even had the target all the way up. So I even had a higher target out of the bowl. Look at this. So strange. I had 2 targets, which I got from this area, this line, and from these lines here. I said if we break out, there's a possible chance. And interesting. Look at that. And I guess I even had a 3rd target up here at the old high. Wow. And this thing really went all the way up to that high. Like, and some. Unbelievable. It's now very close to price discovery in a way. The only thing, there's no real resistance here. The only thing here is just a wick. You know, so it technically, I mean, that's price disco to me in a way. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. I'd like to see what it's looking like. A lot of us got that bearish engulfing candle. Now we got to break up through it. Make sure we can break through. 1 hour does want to reset. So that's going to help us in a way reset. We got to a high though of 2.26. Unbelievable for Iost. One of my big winners. One of my amazing, man. You hold the coin, next thing you know, it explodes. And I mean, we're talking big gains for Iost, because you could have gotten into Iost like when I discuss it. Let's see back. I always said I didn't want to pay more than half a penny for it. You know, I said I would get upset if I had to pay any more than half a penny, because that was my goal. Like, I set a goal. I look at a coin and then I set a goal, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not paying more than this. This is what I want to, you know, and that's kind of my thing. I pick a project, I watch it for a few months, and then I pick a price. I obviously watch it for a few months before most people know about it, so I get to kind of feel it out. Like sharing right now. If you've been watching sharing for a long time, I've been watching sharing for months. I watched it for 2 months before I finally bought a position. And 0.005 right here, right, is around my buying area. And this thing, unbelievable. Let's go. Right about there. So yeah, I'm up about 300. I was up 379%. Now I'm up about 300%. Unbelievable though. What a tear for the market cap. They're playing games with people too, man. They're trying to make you sell your profits. Next thing you know, you won't be able to get in at the price. Trying to bounce around. It's a lot easier to pick a bag, hold a bag, and run a bag, man. I'm telling you. Every once in a while, take a coin and go in and out. You know, sharpen your skills and get good. Wow, look at Link going all the way up to 21.4. 21.4. Unbelievable for Link. Wow. My target up for Link was 27, so we're clearly not done yet. Testing the 13 MA for sure. Go sideways for a few to go to the next leg up. But wow, shout out to Link, man. Achieving new highs, temporary highs, all the way at 21.40. Was it a new high? No, it wasn't. Let's take a look at the daily. How high was Link? No, I think it was, man. No, Link was in price discovery. Pretty strange for things to go into price discovery to shrink back like that, right? So they brought it into price discovery just to tank them? I don't know. To me, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because to me, yeah, Link went into price discovery today. In all seriousness, like, which is pretty insane. It went to a new all-time high. So all coins hitting new all-time highs. Exploding. LTO. Not many people talking about LTO. So I got to put it on your radar. It is doing a bit of a head and shoulder pattern. Let's take a look at that on the 4 hour. Don't like seeing this pattern. Pretty ugly, weird pattern. It did break back in to this bull flag kind of pennant that it was in though. So if we negate all this funky business and we take a target out of here, looks like LTO could easily get back up to 29 or get back to 29, and that would put it in price discovery as well. A lot of these coins are just going to continue hitting price discovery, finding ways, bouncing up and down, just continuing to make big moves. LTO has been making moves. It was at 5 cents just in November 5th, and it went all the way up to 24 cents. So it's done a 5x, and no one really talks about it. I'll do a deep dive and I'll talk about LTO, big DeFi coin, and it seems to move with Aave, with Sushi. You know, when that whole market moves, that coin tends to move. MahaDAO for ETH. This is looking like it may want to break out a little bit against ETH. Looks like it's starting to kind of, you know, peek its little head out of this long resistance that it's been in for a while. Basically for its life, you know, fighting against ETH, which is a battle. But MahaDAO for ETH, doing its thing, coming up a little bit in the game. We'll watch it and see what happens. Look in the 1 hour. Doing a bit of a flag, but everything is getting that sell-off right now. Interesting. Take a look at Ocean. Sell-off. Look at that. Red engulfing candle in the 1 hour. Went all the way to 49. Beautiful. We had been waiting for the 50 region. Comes all the way back down to 44. Unbelievable. What a day. What a day. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Opinion for Bitcoin. Is it going to 30K or will it jump back up? Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Although we went over, if you just DVR yourself back to the beginning, we do a whole thing. We did a fractal. We just kept going on and on and on. The thing about Bitcoin is if we have to, we're testing this trend line, in my opinion. Okay. We're testing this trend line, and yeah, we're going to come all the way down here to 35,000. And yeah, that's a big deal to me. We're going to break 35,000, then we're coming back down to 33.8. We break 33.8, we go to 32.5. And if we break 32.5, we're going to go all the way to 30,006. And if we break 36, then, and only then, do we go all the way down to 28,000. So we have a bunch of resistance and support to go through first. We are bouncing off the 21-day moving, the 200-day moving average right here. We just had a golden cross on the 1 hour. So the 50 just crossed the 200. We'll see how that happens for us. We'll see how that does. Especially after a death cross dip, which is usually a good sign. That little dip is a good sign. Kind of bringing the price back up. Telling me it's going to pull that price back up. When the 50 crossed the 200, it's an average that tells me it wants to pull the price back up. Let's go find another place in Bitcoin's life where the 50 dipped below the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour. Okay? Because look, we haven't done it in a while, which actually, so it's a little scary in a way, because you can see, look, we haven't done it. 20K, the 50 was been above the 200 this whole time. Now, finally, we had a bearish movement. The double bottom, the 50 did cross the 200, which is a death cross right there. See that? May have scared some traders. On the 1 hour, it's not that important. If you see it on the daily, it's a way bigger deal. So we had one right here. And this was before a major move to the upside, after a big dip and then sideways movement. Interesting. And in the big dip. So here's the big dip and the 50 cross. So look, here's the big dip right here. So again, we're seeing the moving average even act the same as the fractal we discussed. And this is the fractal that we're showing you here. And you can see how similar these moves were. And we showed you this fractal over and over again. It happened in multiple places. But see the 50 coming down here, coming back up. So death cross to golden cross. And usually that pulls the price up with it. Even though things look bearish, it tends to pull the price up with it. So we're kind of in this red candle here. Right now in the present time, we're kind of in this red candle, like going down. Everyone's like, are we going to continue? And we double topped, you know, what's up for Bitcoin? And remember, and you could say I have this exact pattern drawn right now, and I'd be like, well, it's really important that we hold this level here, because if we don't, and I would have been saying, And this is exactly where we are, guys. We're going to go here, and if we break this level, we go here, you know. And if we go all the way then we're going, you know, and it's like, so if we break 17, then we're going to go down to 16, and we really need to hold this level here at 18. And, you know, Bitcoin did, and the moving averages would pull the price around that band and get us. We would fall out of the pattern double bottom here, but eventually go sideways. And usually, so where we're at is a really sideways area for Bitcoin. It falls down, it likes to go sideways, and then it does that same pattern, falls down again, goes. There's a microcosm of it, like it's big and it's small. It's the same pattern over and over again. But it falls out of a wedge, does a double bottom, and breaks to the upside. Falls out of a wedge, does a double bottom, breaks to the upside. And you can see it over and over again. It's pretty nuts. Falls out the pattern, does a weird double bottom. Here's a beautiful one that's even more apparent. So if you want to say, no, it doesn't do this. And here it is again, where it did the same two patterns in a row. Look, the high one that it falls down, double bottom, breaks up, goes sideways. Now here's more of the straight one, double bottom, goes sideways, and then we pump. And so you can see it here again. Look, this is a little higher, goes down, pump, sideways. This one here, a little more shallow. And so, to me, very similar pattern again in the present moment, right? You almost can't tell them apart. And again, you just keep seeing this double bottom, up, break down, go sideways. It's just double bottom, break to the upside. Here you have it again, sideways movement, double bottom, break to the upside. And here we're back here. Like here we had a small version of it. Look, fall, double bottom, break to the side, down. Double bottom, break to the side, down. And then eventually we go to the upside. So it's a very good chance that we just hold this level right here. People are just getting back in from Bitcoin, and then they're going to start pumping Bitcoin from the alts. You're going to see money flow from the alts back into Bitcoin. People pump those alts so they could get more Bitcoin. That's mainly the idea. And then a bunch of people also stake, and staking keeps people in these. So even Aave now, look, trending back into its pattern, doing a bit of a retest, possibly off the top of this pattern. Opinion for Bitcoin: is it going to go to 30K or will it come back up? So that's a question. That's your question answered for you, GVao. There you go, man. Full attention to detail for you there. NIO taking a dump. VeChain at half a penny. Still in this falling wedge. Bit of an inverted head and shoulders though. So watch VeChain. Only a matter of time, I believe, till it can break up out of this pattern and continue back up to 36, which is 3 cents and 6/10 of a cent. Wise losing a little bit on ETH. A lot on ETH, actually. Wow. The Wise ETH pair got demolished. Was doing unbelievable. Went all the way up here. Then got sold off pretty hard. So a lot of people sold off on Wise. We flattened out, though, in this area here. So interesting, though. Big sell-off for Wise the last few days there on the 9th of January. Says CoinMarketCap. We'll see. I'm interested to see how well all this data is. Waves. I'm still very bullish on Waves after it having such a big run-up. Then coming back down. Now it's forming this beautiful falling wedge. Seems to be peaking up out of the trend line as well. So you'll give Wave some time to establish a new trend, and if it breaks this line of resistance here at 693 and gets into the 7 region, it can gap pretty fast up to 770. And if it gets to 770, it can gap up to 881, and then it's kind of really chewing at its old all-time high, and it's on its way. So Waves, look for it to achieve a new all-time high, 1157, and faster than you realize. Again, this is not financial advice. This is all for speculation and fun and entertainment purposes only.
Do your own research. Get yourself a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. Okay. XLM. I saw that it was in a bit of a inverted head and shoulders. Also possible cup and handle action. Looks like it's going pretty good sideways here and forming some nice consolidation. Of course, it's getting sold off like everything else in the market at the present moment. But you can see it has some good market structure. And it's forming these higher lows. So this could be yet another inverted complex head and shoulder. One more shoulder on the right side here doing its thing. We do want to see it hold this 28 level. If it doesn't, it's going to have to go to 27. And if it doesn't hold 27, it can fall pretty fast back to at least 24 and even all the way back down to 21. Because it went up and down in that area really so fast. It went up here fast. It went down here fast. Even the V-shaped recovery was fast. So everything about it was fast. So we'll watch XLM. Pretty important that it holds the 25 to 28 level though. Extremely important actually for XLM. Little XRP, man, getting left to the wayside, but seems to be holding up. Pretty funny how it holds up, right? Let's take a look at XRP. It is in this bigger wedge. I see, you know, it looks very similar to XLM, right? Possible cup and handle for XRP. See this cup, right handle. Could come all the way back down, even to this trend line. Or we could shorten this up and say it fell out, and it's forming. It could get as low as 26. We don't want to see it break 25. Of course, it breaks 25. It can gap all the way back down to that low at 17. So, big decision, big deal for XRP. Where's it going to go? I personally own a bag, and I'm not selling a piece. Hard for me to say. Some days I think, you know, maybe I should be selling that XRP. It's hard. Today's one of those days that my mind says, man, maybe you should sell that XRP. Douglas Nowak, my dude, you see an Iost. Thanks for sharing Iost. I bought it because of one of your YouTubes. Yo, man, don't do anything that I tell you to do. None of what I do is financial advice. Amazing, though. Isn't Iost? Amazing. Do you think I'm safe to sell and join in lower? Do you want to don't want to lose place, but would like to get in that little bit lower? Honestly, it depends on your greed, man. A lot of times greed ruins me when it comes to Bitcoin. I'll sell, and it's 8 out of 10 times every time I sold Bitcoin for more Bitcoin, it almost it bit me in the butt. It really did. Unless I used, like, you know, a leverage trade, well planned out leverage trade that was bullish to go with the flow of Bitcoin. But when I tried to, like, tell myself I was going to be able to get a little more if I could just sell it at the top, and hey, it could work for you, you know, but in 10 seconds Bitcoin could go up $1,000. We all know that. In the next hour there could be some Fed news, the stimulus coming out, you know. Look at Bitcoin about to hit. So right now you would have sold, let's say you sell at 36.9. I'm looking at this like the bottom of the pattern. There's a chance that this is very close to the bottom of the pattern, and we start getting a green candle here. We're also low in the Stokes in the 1 hour, so the 1 hour want to take us back up. So right now, just a good leverage trade is any simple pattern trader would do. Is this trade here? You know, put a stop loss at the low end here. And look, we did just get wicked up. Chance we go right back up 11%, back up to 40,009, and then you're going to be missing out. So I don't know, man. If you want what I wouldn't tell you what to do, because it's your life. I'll tell you what I do, though, is I hodl Bitcoin, and I don't try to sell and buy it. I just buy more. Whenever I think it's low, I accumulate more. And that's it. You could be greedy and try to get more, but a lot of times you end up getting less. And I'm being honest. So, but you do you. Maybe you'll have more luck than I did, you know. But I'm talking through the course of years. I'm not just saying like trading all the time. I'm talking going in and out, like trying to figure it out. There's a high probability you end up with more Bitcoin by just holding it and buying it when you get a chance. I made my biggest trade of my life was which is an over triple figure trade. You know, I'm talking a triple figure trade. So if you've ever made a triple figure trade, please put a Y in the comment section. because I made a triple figure trade, and the biggest, it was from holding Bitcoin for years. So I could say whatever I want about all my other trading strategies and all my other things that I do teach and that I do tutor and that we all learn. But I'm going to be dead honest and say that the most money I've ever made is hodling Bitcoin. So there you have it, man. So you do whatever you want with that knowledge. All I can do is give you that knowledge. Yeah. Let's take a look at crypto bubbles. I have it behind me, which is pretty cool, right? But let's take a look at it a little bigger on the big screen as well, because why not? I'll show you a bunch of cool sites actually right now. Help you guys out. Let's go into some cool stuff. We have Crypto Differ. This is a site you want to check out. Okay. Crypto Differ. Has all the news about the new cryptos coming out. And it's a really amazing site. Altcoin news, Bitcoin news. So Kudos, AMA recap. So Kudos, I've never heard of it. Glitch, AMA recap. So we got some new coins. NORD Finance. That's interesting because we have NORD, the VPN, NORD Finance. We got to meet Amarath Reddy, the CEO and co-founder of NORD Finance. I wonder if that's connected to the NORD VPN. You bet it would be. A Tenet AMA recap, which is interesting. Tenet AMA recap. Crypto Differ team. Cartesi, which is, I've been hearing about that. ACDX. DeFi Pi AMA recap. Battle Monster. Benchmark. Fire Protocol. I've been hearing about Fire Protocol. Sync Network. Okay. IQNIQ. IQONIQ. I don't know, maybe there's a way to say that. YOP. The Crust Network. True Feedback. And Spider DAO, man. Maha DAO. There's my baby, Maha DAO. Right there. Orachain. LTO Network. We were talking about LTO. Recap. AMA recap. So they have recaps and AMAs, man. Orion Protocol. Terra Virtua. We've been talking about this on the channel. TVK. Okay. So does that include Sense? Triple figure. You're funny, man. Sharing AMA recap. That's another one. Wanchain, a coin no one really discusses but has some big moves. Hyperpay. Okay. CyberFi. Equilibrium. So just these are some names thrown at you guys. You just learned. Even this is how you learn about a coin. You first hear the name. First thing you do is Kudos. What is Kudos? Then you do a deep dive. You start reading. You go, oh my gosh. Whoever reads this is going to be like, wow, this is going to be amazing. This is going to pump. And yeah, in my opinion, that's what kind of drives adoption. And once you see something that looks good, other people also see that as well. So unbelievable. Industry news, adoption, blockchain, regulation, altcoin news, Bitcoin news, scam alerts. Crypto Differ. Yeah, Crypto Differ. DIFFER. Absolutely love this site. Look at this 2019 all-time high and current prices. 2019. Back in the day, man. ETH was 360. XRP was 49 cents. Oof. Litecoin $41. Iost still the same almost. BNB 13. Look at this. XLM 5 pennies, man. Interesting. There was a place where you could see like all the cool news coming up too. LTO network release. So this is something that we want to discuss. So LTO lease, game of nodes, LTO network lease is the only provider of referral bonuses to leasers. Join the LTO lease. I mean, these are big things that are going to happen. Average IEO returns by platform. Binance, 2,142%. IEOs are killing it. Look at all these different IEOs, though. KuCoin's coming out with IEOs, 1,400% gains. Unbelievable. So some huge moves. Average current ORI, average all-time high ROI. Some of these people are really just still killing it at 1,700% gains. So Crypto Differ, an amazing site, man. Have your way with it. It'll teach you a lot, and it's an amazing place to go. Crypto Bubbles. I love me Crypto Bubbles. I like the colors. VGX continuing to kill it, up 224%. Iost, and this is for the week usually, right? You can hit the week, you can hit hour, you can hit the day. So for the hour, and you can see the market is down on the hour. Iost down 2%, A-Link down 5%, XMR. Good way to check the whole market. Aave down. So everything is down except for XRP. XRP and AVAX and a little bit of Bitcoin right now on the hour. We'll check the daily. The daily Iost is up 52% on the daily VGX. So Iost, the bigger winner here. It's the biggest coin here, and that tells you it's the biggest winner, even above Link. Sushi, Band, all making big moves. For the week, Band holding 18%, Maker up 33%. Sol had some big moves this week. QNT, Zcash up 56%. AVAX up 116%. But Iost, the big winner on the week, up 243%. Look at for the month, 578% for VGX, taking it. Nano up 200% for the month. CSB, Rune, and this is just some coins. There's way bigger coins. Click any bubble, you can get even more information. For the year, it's up 283%. Iost, man, continuing to make big moves and big gains. RSR, another coin people like. Zen. I'll have you know that the Grayscale likes to buy a lot of Zen up. Bitcoin's up 89% on the month. So beautiful. I love Crypto Bubbles. Amazing, amazing, amazing site. And we're not done yet, guys. We got so much more to show you, okay? Got some crypto alerts, a crypto market scanner, right? And one day price drop over 10%. That's kind of a cool thing to see, right? Stuff like that. You do want to log in and stuff, but this is a really cool scanner for the crypto market. Shows you intervals, new presets, stuff like that. You can try to get oversold bounces. You can see multiple charts at once. Just see what's happening all in a fast kind of eye piece. CryptoAlerts.ai. Pretty interesting, right? They got a heat map as well. It's pretty interesting. Lots of coins. Look, they got Kai in there. Rep, Aya, Hex, Luna, Sushi. So new coins, old coins, FTT, DNT making some big moves. Cody up in there. So just, another cool site to check out. What else we got? I wanted to discuss Aave. Never really went into a deep dive on Aave. Juan has not moved for months. I see it. Bitcoin just needs to hold this level here at 36K, guys. And as long as we do, we'll be fine. Definitely, we had a red engulfing candle on the daily, though, which not a good sign at all. See that? Especially on the daily, when we can fit this whole candle into that candle, doesn't bode well, man. It's bearish sentiments, in my opinion. We also have a little more down on the Stokes to do a double bottom. We are getting low, though, so it tells me that Bitcoin's kind of finishing off its bearish momentum, but we'll see. We'll see. We have to take it day by day. Day by day. It is taking a lot of the heat. It's crazy to see the altcoins go to all-time highs on a day like today and then just get sucked dry. It's kind of weird, man. This altcoin season and the whole market's been a lot stranger than it ever was. But we're still continuing. They're trying to fake you out psychologically, in my opinion. And all you have to do is just buy and hold, man. And the less you stare at the little things, the easier this stuff is going to be, Like Band, you just take a look at it a bit. Go to the weekly. Go to the weekly. Hit the auto. And just take a look at where you're at. And realize that, like, weeks ago, this coin was all the way down in the dumps at $3, $4, and it's $10 now, So there's a 2x in a couple months. Actually, in like 5-6 weeks. So if you just bought a couple of these and waited 2 months, you would have about 2.5 your money. Okay, let's go through it. Let's look at Atom. Same scenario here on the weekly. You go back a few weeks, you go back to March, and let's just say you started buying this at $4. It's now at $7.41. It did go to a high of $88.48. If you had sold, you would have doubled your money already. 100% gains in about a month, 2 months. You know, if you bought it here on November 2nd. So if you just started buying these coins, dollar cost averaging in November and December, you're up really nice. Look at Aave. Look at Aave on the weekly. In November 2nd, this thing was worth $27. Like, and it's now worth $153. This thing has over about 7x your money, all right, in a month, in 2 months. So anyone who's complaining about the market, look, 487%. And then I'll give you your time calculator on that. From where the price is now, it's been 112 days to make 407%. 3 months. 4 months at the most. I mean, come on, man. Have some patience to make 50% a month. That's not bad at all, man. Huge gains. Huge gains. So, I'm not complaining. ADA. Let's look at ADA. You could have gotten into ADA, which I discussed and talk about. I did a whole video on how it had to deal with Africa, you know. And look, it's sitting here at 7 cents in June. Could have been dollar cost averaging. And then even 9 cents here on November 9th. And now it's 30 cents. So this is 3x. So they're really like every single coin that I keep discussing and go over is up very, very well. Iost, which we already, you know, we can go into it. I'll talk about DOT. Weeks ago, DOT was sitting here at $3, $4. My whole channel, everyone in my Telegram, we talked about it every single day. So anyone who joined my Telegram would have learned about DOT. Then you could have said, how do I buy DOT? Someone in my channel would have taught you, and you could have figured it out, and you could look at the gains. I mean, DOT is up. We were buying DOT down here, $4, $5. I made a last couple buys in the 650, 630 area, and that was it. And look at DOT now at 13. A lot of my followers are up 300% on DOT. And this is just the facts. Like, we're not even, again, this isn't financial advice. Don't do anything I do. I'm just explaining what I did, and look at the outcome. EGLD. It was down here November 9th at 7. It's at 36. This thing 5x. I talk about EGLD all the time. I think it's going to be a big coin for the next 2 months, 3 months. Watch out for EGLD. Look at the movement in it. So when you look at the weekly and you really zoom out and you take a breather, you realize, like, wow. And if you've missed these gains, there's more to come. So buckle down and get yourself together and realize that it takes some discipline, and it takes some time, and it takes some learning. It's not going to come for free. You don't get to make 30%, 300% gains, 400% gains just dreaming, you know. And it's not as hard as people make it, but it's also, I mean, it's not as easy as people make it to be. It's not as hard as people make it out to be. It's how you make it out to be. And I'm just trying to say, dollar cost averaging and doing your thing. Look at this weekly engulfing candle, though, on Litecoin. Very bearish, in my opinion. We did get all the way to 112. We would bounce back up, but this is extremely bearish. Litecoin. It's like it stopped at 171. It was like, I'm done. Very interesting, to say the least. Let's take a Reef. I'm mining a lot of Reef. Let's take a look at Reef in the 1 hour, because it's hard to really get any other read on it any other way. Let's see if mining Reef has been, you know, been a good look. So far, not so good, right? Started mining Reef sometime in late January, and it's just been on the decline. But one day it'll have its day in the sun, and on that day, I hope to have some Reef. Waiting. Patiently waiting. And see, this is what I'm talking about. And then someone will say, well, how did you make all these gains? Well, I said, well, I sat in it for 2 months and I didn't say a word, and I dollar cost averaged. But look, it is breaking previous resistance now and starting to move back up out of the pattern. And Reef actually went up pretty nicely About 50% gains coming out of Reef. Not too recently. It is giving some of it back there, up 37% gains. But Reef, man, holding that penny. Already more than Iost was all those months. Reef was just 0.006. So this is another sleeper. Reef Finance. And then you could learn how to do all these different things. How to farm, how to yield, how to yield farm, how to earn, how to learn. All these amazingly cool, fun stuff, We do have some Tether news today, which isn't good. So we're going to get a look at that too. And we're going to take a deep dive into that news. And we're going to see how that's affecting the overall market. So shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Anthony Clark, Ricky the Investor, Noel, Eddie DC, Renchi T, my man, Anthony Clark yet again. There you go. Saw your name. Bagwell33, Crypto Don Juan, my dude. How's it going? Trading Intuition, Joe, my man. Noel, how you been? Steve in Bangkok, all the way from Bangkok, we hope. Chrissy Fouts, BS Social Swap, my dude. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming on in. Appreciate you. Hadouken, my man. Thank you for moderating. I really appreciate that. It means the world to me. Shout out to Gavriel Kenzo. Bagwell33 again up in there. Noel. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Douglas Nowak, my man. Chris Conlon and everyone else who took their time out to watch the live stream. You guys are amazing. I really, really appreciate it. We're looking at 1050. Not doing pretty good on the live stream. And let's make a move on. 35K, no good. Now this is starting to become a dump. We're breaking that trend line, like I said before. So this is becoming a pretty bad dump. It could be a big V-shaped recovery though. We'll see. 1 hour does have, not much more room to go on the stochastics. So it tells me it's going to have to wick back up into the pattern, and that's going to be okay. Best market analysis on YouTube. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. That's one of the nicest things anyone ever said. Chrissy, tell your friends, family, get them in here. Let's get a move on. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. Celsius network. People really like the Celsius network. Seems to be down in the dumps a little bit here. Breaking out of this. It had a head and shoulder. That was its pattern. Probably ended the pattern there too. And now it's holding support at 46482. Interesting. Might be a good time to look at Celsius. I've never purchased Celsius. I don't have any Celsius. So, interesting. It's not doing too good in the Bitcoin pair, but it just double bottomed, right? I'm just not worried, man. We're going to watch this line here. Good chance that we wick back up. And there was nothing wrong. The pattern could be here. This could be the pattern. And we might not be falling out of the pattern just yet. We might not be falling out of the pattern just yet. We might just be consolidating here. Finding some support. Learning, it's like a little baby in the womb, man. Finding the sides of the, finding the sides and just learning its place. Back and forth. It'd be beautiful if we wick back up in here and you'll see us wick back in. So, not to fret. I use Celsius and have been earning free crypto interest. I like it. They're secure. They move well. I want to look at Celsius and do a deep dive into Celsius. Take a look at Fluent and tell you, man, Fluent's just staying in this beautiful consolidation area. It's telling me that it really wants to go up all the way to 850. So this is a good buy in the stock market right now. I like Fluent right now. Looking like it's going to go up to 850 sitting here in this bull pennant. Beautiful. That looks like something interesting, in my opinion. Link, man, all the way back to 19, giving it all up. Damn, man, that's why you got to sell these tops. I can show you how to sell the top if you want to know. It's pretty simple. You go to like the 1 minute. When things start getting hot, go to the 1 minute, okay? And I know you'd be like, no, but yes, please, just do it. And as you watch the price going up, and things are getting really hot and heavy, and you're like, wow, this is an amazing, like when you see the price at some level that you're just like, you take a swing up to a swing up, and then you want to do the same thing with the RSI here. And if the RSI, okay, if the RSI is either flat, pointed down, or just not even close to the angle that this is, and if you were to bring it to infinity, like all the way this way, and this one to infinity, and they were to cross, that's bearish divergence, and that's telling you that the price probably is going to start retracing a bit, you know, and it's a really good time to take profits. It'll also always coincide with the price being away from this white line, and look, it always snaps back. There's almost never a time when the price gets all the way this high like this and it doesn't come back to the white line, which is the 21-day moving average. So you'll be sitting here watching it and you'll be like, wow, we're really high. I'm up huge. Things are going really well. And look, down to 18 now. The dump just continues. And it's funny how they always dump right after they pump up and they dump down, you know? Now, there's a chance. We did discuss a possible double top, which is sad. That would be horrible, though. Absolutely horrible. And this dump is just continuing. Like, you would try to catch this as you were trading. And look, it just continues. But we're getting very, very low. Eventually, we're going to force some bullish divergence out of this. Right there, it's starting to happen even too. And how you call is you just have a swing low to swing low, but you see this starts to get flatter. And it's just a matter of time when the sellers get exhausted. Like, there's just not enough. They liquidated enough longs. You know, enough people went long. They're liquidating everybody now. They're just liquidating everybody. They're taking everybody down. That's what they're doing, man. They usually do that right before they bring everybody back up too. So we'll see. But this is a bad dump. 35K now and continuing. It's sad though, because to wake up this morning to see some coins at the highest they were ever at, and now to watch it dump live, it's just a really weird thing, man. That's why this market will really play with your emotions. And it's better off to, like, kind of every once in a while take a complete break. I'm being honest. Like, the last few weeks, I've been, you know, watching the market steadily, doing my live stream. But I've also not just, like, diving into coins in and out, not trying to sell the top every 5 seconds. Because I know 2-3 months from now, everything that you buy will be up even more. And, you know, if you get caught up in this daily mumbo jumbo, you're just going to, you know, it's number one, it's going to play with your emotions. Guaranteed play with your emotions. You're going to be up and down, left and right. I've been through it. I know what it does. I'm hypersensitive to this stuff. So I know more than almost anybody else how this can play with your mind. So, you know, be careful. You know, if it's getting to be too much, if it's up and down a lot for you, learn to dollar cost average. You know, find out where you can handle the stress of trading. And because what will happen is you will become a very successful trader and a good investor, and you can make a good deal of money to change your life. But if you let them control your emotions as they rock the price up and down, they'll take your money from you, and you will end up poorer than you were before. And that happens to so many people. And there's an opportunity here to really change your life. But they can twist it on you, the big boys and the market makers, to make you feel like you don't have a chance and to bury you. So please don't let that be you. If that is you, please, you know, learn to get a support group or maybe take a break. You know, totally, like, understand that, you know, even I took a break for a while. I'm being honest with everybody here. Not from trading. I'm not saying I, like, sold my and got out of the markets. But I just took a break from, like, having to, you know, I always put pressure that I had to sell the top of everything. I had to sell the top of everything. I had to find the best prices. And when I didn't sell the top, I was like, wow, I should have sold the top. I should have known better. I saw that the 21-day moving average was, and I saw this. And it's like, and, you know, you could have done everything perfectly every single time. And eventually it becomes too much. And to me, And look, we could be V-shaped recovering now. And you'd be surprised, man. This market will flip and dip on you. It's insane what they'll do. Insane how fast this market will turn, you know. I do see a little bit of bullish divergence there, though, in my opinion, you know. But we'll see. Sometimes we make it even a lower low than this. But that's the bottom of my trend line. You can see my white line. We can go back to the 4-hour and take a look at it on the auto. And as long as we hold the bottom of my trend line here, I'm cool. It is a horrible candle. It's disgusting. Doesn't look good at all. Daily is horrible. We close this daily on a Friday, going into the weekend with low volume. It is a bit sad, but we'll see what happens, man. I'm just saying, though, when band went up this high, if you were trading, why didn't you sell it? You know, like we teach. Like if you're not holding these long term, look how high we got, man. We got up to 11.42. And even then, let's go back to the 1 minute. Like we were like, it was, all the signs were here, man. Bearish divergence, right there. Swing up to swing up. You get out. You get out up here at 1075. You know, you got your bearish divergence. Right there. Swing low to swing low, swing high to swing high. Tells you that it's time to jump on out of this position, man. You got to listen to that stuff. I feel bad, man. You shouldn't. That's horrible. It's horrible. Yeah, look, we're making the Bart Simpson pattern. There's a Bart right there. Done. Look at it. Bart. They get you. They suck you in, right? Everything's going great Friday morning, 8:30 in the morning. Everything's pumping. And they crash the market by 11 a.m. You know, they take their money and they leave for the weekend. Rich as all hell, and come back and do it again next week. And that's why you either have to be invested, which I mean like ready to rock for the long haul, or you're ready to play games, you know. Bitcoin down. Look at the play of the week, right? All the way up. So I'm going to start, guys, showing you maybe what to play. You know, that's the reason why I'm in this group. I believe in it. Would be great that we still growing and be that united, trying to get better in life. Thank you, Eddie. I really appreciate that, man. That means the world to me. And, you know, there's some news, too. There's some Tether news. There was talk that, you know, we did say, someone in the group was saying that, hey, we may have a dump today due to Tether news. Yeah, when I stopped live stream trading, I was able to do it here and there. It has to be well planned. You have to tell everyone, like, I'm going to be live stream trading, and, like, we're not going to be doing anything else. Like, I'm not going to be able to talk to you. I'm not going to be able to go over your coin. Like, it's not going to be that. Wow, I'm wondering what kind of FUD's going on right now, because this looks like some serious footage. Wow, woke up to coins the highest they've ever been. Like Aave all the way at 160. What a dump, man. They're funny, man. They play games. These are games. These are psychological games, in my opinion. That's what my instinct is telling me. So we want to see what's going on with that fintech, Bitcoin, and we also want to see what's up with Tether, right? Tether lawsuit. Is 25K going to be it for us? We'll see. So we have such big news. Okay. It's not games, it's TA. The 200 MA came way down. We're going to get some bullish crossovers. It's true, man. Deltec Bank reveals huge position in Bitcoin, while Tether might be in trouble again. Deltec Bank, a banking partner, recently revealed that they own a position in Bitcoin, which under normal circumstances would be bullish news. However, given New York AG lawsuit against Tether and Bitfinex for manipulation of funds, and Tether being a stablecoin issuer, makes it quite a tricky situation, and not a good one for Tether. Deltec Bank's chief investment officer, Hugo Rogers, in a year-end review interview with Bloomberg, revealed that they have been investing their investors' money in Bitcoin ever since the top cryptocurrency was trading around 9,300 in May. During the interview, Tether in the past has been accused of not maintaining 100% treasury for the circulating USD supply in the market. The stablecoin issuer at the start rubbished those claims, but when the NYAG filed lawsuit against the firm, it quietly changed the fact that only 7% of the USD is backed by the equivalent US dollar reserve, while the rest is backed by a portion of assets, which many claimed also included Bitcoin. As per Get Your Parachutes On, Plug, Tesla, Fluent, FCX, and SGMO. As per U.S. banking laws for non-banking commodities dealing and issuing dollar equivalent currency or contract, the issuer must back all contracts with an equivalent reserve, and either the commodity is backed against or assets equivalent to it. Thus, Deltec Bank's move might backfire. So, it might brew trouble for Tether. Today, on the 15th, holds an important date, as its deadline is given by the court to Tether to reveal its business practices and its treasury audit, which the company has shied away for a long time. The revelation by its banking partner regarding the purchase of Bitcoin from its investors' money could only help NYAG in building its case against the stablecoin issuer. The whole crypto world is eagerly following the updates and what could potentially dethrone Tether as the market leader. The recent OCC greenlight to use stablecoin and blockchain by federal banks would mark the beginning of a new era for digital currency, especially stablecoins. Many private stablecoins would crop up, which means the competition would soar. At this important junction, Tether, which currently owns currently owns a market dominance over 90%, can lose its market leading owing to the lawsuit. Tether conspiracy tosses again as we arrive on the D-Day, January 15th. Bitfinex and Tether in focus amid key milestone in New York AG probe. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll find out. Will we get news later on today? We don't know. Bitcoin turning into a frenzy. Guggenheim CIO Scott Minerd says Bitcoin could indeed reach 400,000 on the long run, but there's signs of an impending short-term correction. Bitcoin's growing popularity is turning the asset into a frenzy, says Guggenheim Partners Chief Investment Officer Scott Minerd. He also doubled down on his recent optimistic price prediction, saying that Bitcoin could indeed skyrocket to $400,000 per coin. Ever since the Wall Street behemoth filed a document with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission seeking approval to invest in Bitcoin, the entity has been more bullish on cryptocurrency. Back in December, Guggenheim Partners CIO said the company's internal analysis estimated that Bitcoin's price should be about 10x up from its current place. While some speculated that this 400,000 per coin prediction is just a marketing campaign initiated by Minerd, he recently reaffirmed his stance during an interview with CNBC.
There, Scott. They've got a new coach in heaven. So welcome to the program, Scott. Your Bitcoin 400,000 comment got a lot of attention. Was that tongue-in-cheek, or do you mean it?
No, I mean it. It was really interesting. It was a passing comment in an interview, and I'd be honest with you, Brian, I could have said the United States government is bankrupt and the Federal Reserve is insolvent and Bitcoin's going to 400,000 someday, and they would have just talked about Bitcoin. Which tells you something. I mean, it's telling you that it's turning into a bit of a frenzy. You can see, a number of trading platforms are saying that they're going to start limiting orders to buy Bitcoin because they can't keep up with the retail demand. I mean, these are all signs of a frothy market, and
Very frothy.
Like this are prone to harsh setbacks, but it doesn't, over the long run, undermine the bull case.
And the bull case is, as we heard earlier, 21 million will only ever be mined, 18.5 about that outstanding. You have firms like Guggenheim, which has said in the future you may be able to allocate a certain percentage to the cryptos, not just Bitcoin. If you got a lot of demand and very little supply, it's like Tesla. If Tesla had 5 million shares outstanding instead of 1 billion, Tesla stock would probably be a $1 million equity.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting. You're right, and I think decimalization is going to be ultimately the solution to the total valuation. It's just like splitting your stock.
Yep.
Bitcoin can be decimalized down to 8 places. So we quote stocks, for instance, in dollars and cents, and so it wouldn't be uncommon to decimalize this to get into more tradable sizes and pieces.
And there you go. For Bitcoin, follow me at Twitter at CryptoLifer33. Really would appreciate that. We do post charts, all different things. I link any of my predictions. Yeah. Can't hear what he's saying. Bitcoin, I saw you write Bitcoin at 16K, and I was just like, this guy, man. 34 though, man. We are tanking pretty nicely, I'll be honest. I did not suggest 34K. I didn't see this happening today. Get into the red zone, man, which was, this is the danger zone here. I created a red zone earlier today, and I said, we don't want to break this red zone, honestly. We don't want to break it. I did project that we could go sideways outside, though, and we'd hang out here at 34 or 35. This would make sense with the pattern that we've been watching. This would make complete sense. We could break back into the pattern, too. We'll see what happens. 4 hours getting pretty spent. Good thing about these fast dumps is it does reset the stochastics and the RSI fast. We don't have to wait days for Bitcoin to kind of get spent. Like, we spend it out, we push it out, we get through. And I showed you, we went through the fractals as well over and over again, Watch CNBC Daily. You will see and hear these interviews. Thanks for replying, Sam, although we couldn't hear it. No one could hear it. That's horrible. How about this? You should be able to hear anything that I play on there. That's not good. You don't hear the music? Did you hear the music? Desktop's playing, man. Yeah, but like, this is still a healthy trend line. Like, look at this, right? Like, there's nothing horrible about what's going on right now. We're making higher lows. Low, low. As long as we don't break this low, I mean, that's all about. It's all about the last low, right? We didn't make a higher high, and that was bearish. See? So now we need to make a higher high, and we need to continue up. Yeah, if you can hear the music, you should have been able to hear the interview. It's weird because they're coming from the same. I see the levels. Interesting. Maybe just needed to be higher. Did anyone else hear the interview? Can't hear what he's saying. He said the same thing. Interesting. That sucks because it was a really good interview, and he just talked about like the overall value of Bitcoin and the incentive. Hold on.
Dodgers. I want to.
You guys can't hear this now?
With Tommy Lasorda, so my sympathies there, Scott. They've got a new coach in heaven. So welcome to the program, Scott. Your Bitcoin 400,000 comment got a lot of attention. Was that tongue in cheek, or do you mean it?
No, I mean it. It was really interesting. It was a passing comment in an interview, and at the
Can you hear it now?
Brian, I could have said the United States government is bankrupt and the Federal Reserve is insolvent and Bitcoin's going to 400,000 someday, and they would have just talked about Bitcoin, which tells you something. I mean, it's telling you that it's turning into a bit of a frenzy. You can see, a number of trading platforms are saying that they're going to start limiting orders to buy Bitcoin because they can't keep up with the retail demand. I mean, these are all signs of a frothy market, and markets like this are prone to harsh setbacks, but it doesn't, over the long run, undermine the bull case.
Okay, cool. Yep.
And the bull case is, as we heard earlier, 21 million will only ever be mined, 18.5 about that outstanding. You have firms like Guggenheim, which has said in the future you may be able to allocate.
Thing is, I'll tell my friends all this stuff, but when they see a guy with a suit on and some logos, they listen. I don't know why.
A certain percentage to the cryptos, not just Bitcoin. If you got a lot of demand and very little supply, it's like Tesla. If Tesla had 5 million shares outstanding instead of a billion, Tesla stock would probably be a $1 million equity.
8-year-old math, man.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting. You're right, and I think decimalization is going to be ultimately the solution to the total valuation. It's just like splitting your stock.
And there you go. Let me make you a suit, then people will listen. Hell yeah, man. That's the plan, man. Once I get my my competition trades together. Anyway, follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. Elon Musk deconstructs money, prompting Bitcoiners to ponder the meaning. The thing we call money is just an information system for labor allocation. What actually matters is making goods and providing services. We should look at currencies from an information theory standpoint. Whichever has least error and latency will win. It's true. The scientific study of quantification, storage, and communication of information traced back to 1948 paper by Claude Shannon, Irish, who is often called the father of the digital age. The continual interest in the theory and subsequent research resulted in numerous contemporary technologies. Breedlove would further comment that Musk is starting to see that Bitcoin is an indisputable database, which is why it's becoming the undisputed champion of money. Others, however, read Musk's take on money somewhat different. I really have to disagree on this. His tweet is really about money being a lubricant that facilitates exchange, so it's only useful when it leads to productivity. That's the opposite of the function of the store of value. Recently, Elon Musk was asked why he raised $5 billion and what he planned to do with it. You can tell by the look in his face at the end of this exchange what he plans to do with it.
So the money's for really debt retirement, you're saying today? Debt retirement, and I guess to have a bit more of a war chest, or I guess at the end of the day, what is money? Money's an entry in a database. So the money's for really debt retirement, you're saying today? Debt retirement, and I guess to have a bit more of a war chest, or I guess at the end of the day, what is money? Money's an entry in a database. So the money's for really debt retirement, you're saying today?
So they're saying they're hinting that he's going to put $5 billion into Bitcoin, and there's a chance he puts some big money into Bitcoin, and I think he will. And I think when that happens, we're going to see a big boom. And you can see, look at Bitcoin back up $1,000. And it wicked off the bottom of my channel here and from the buy zone. So the smart, savvy investor was looking at the 1 minute, okay? He could see that we were spent. He could see that we were overbought on the Stokes. And he could see that we got a cross here on the MACD. Took advantage of this pump up. Also take a look at the 15 minute, which was also oversold and getting a double bottom here. This is a pretty simple pattern play to most traders. You buy into fear right now and you ride Bitcoin back to about 39K. And that's a simple pattern play. It's really, that's what a lot of pattern traders would do at this moment, is to pattern trade Bitcoin all the way back up. But the thing is, they liquidated everybody, and that's what's sad. I am Irish. Shout out to Steve in Bangkok. I am Irish, yeah. So check it out. Yeah, it goes all the way up here. I think Bitcoin could easily get back up to 39K, 5,000. So 4 more thousand, 11% gains coming for Bitcoin. It's really good that we held that level, and hopefully that was it. That was an onslaught and a half, and we're gonna see though the daily still needs to reset. We're not out of the woods yet, but let's watch the 1 hour and the 4 hour. They're starting to reset for us, which will take us at least sideways, and we'll see what happens. So we're watching Bitcoin right now, and we just defended that $35,000 level, which is a huge deal to me. We don't want to break it. We did get wicked back down, but we did not hit the 34K even, and we did not break it back down to 32K. So for the rest of the day, we'll be watching the levels of Bitcoin, and we'll see what's going on. Let's see how the altcoins, if they're retracing back or they're bouncing back. You know, they're starting to bounce back a little bit too. And so maybe you might have sold the top, but you know what? By tomorrow, they could even be higher than they were before. And I've been seeing that a lot with the altcoins too. So you think you're swift, you think you're smart. Next thing you know, they catch you off guard yet again. So just watch for the alts, man. See how they produce. Look, 880, we're back to 950. Who would have thought? And faster than you can say flash, you know, they're back up. So I just like buying bags on the low. Like 888 would have been a really nice time to grab in. You know, snatch you some band at 880. Snatch you some band at 948. You know, that's really the idea here, is to keep just snatching. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Whatever you see these wicks, like right now, today, that would have been a beautiful buy to get into band. Take advantage of the fear. When everyone's freaking out, when you see people telling you 16K, joking around, when you see that stuff, then you know, okay, this is that time. Let's take a look at some tickers that we saw thrown out here. Not many tickers, guys. You guys have any tickers going on? We're going to take a look at Tesla. We're going to take a look at Plug. We'll go look at the Mo Money list, and we'll see what's going on with the Mo Money list right now. JNUG struggling down. 100 still down. Looks like it's double bottoming, though. Ugly head and shoulders. Can't stand how you don't see a nice fluid pattern here. Gold struggling. 1825. Did not see that happening. That caught me off guard, I'll be honest. Gold going all the way up here to 1931. I thought we would hit support at 1911. We would break. I did say if we break this, we would go all the way back down. Then we formed this triangle, and we didn't even break out. We broke to the downside. So we're going to have to take a look at the dollar, actually, real quick before I jump back into those. Let's take a look at the dollar index, because it looks like the dollar is messing things up for everybody. People forgot that stocks were getting more valuable as the dollar was down in the dumps, but the dollar is pumping. Look at this. So the dollar falls out of this falling wedge. And look, I do have a target for the dollar to go all the way back up to possibly 91.80. Geez Louise, that would not be good for Bitcoin. That wouldn't be good for stocks. It really wouldn't be good for the whole overall market. You don't want the dollar to go up too much, because if the dollar goes up too much, it destroys your money. This is what Joe Biden does. He raises the value of the dollar. So the second Biden started getting into office, we saw the exchange happening, the inauguration, the second the whole country really believed Joe Biden would become the president, you're going to see a stronger dollar. And it's not good for your savings. It's not good. I mean, it's good for your savings slightly, but it's really not good for most people. Don't have a savings. They have all their money in the stock market. Not good for the stock market, not good for Bitcoin. So we got to watch this. Yeah. You got into TVK. That's a good idea, man. TVK is a good idea. But look at this, man. The dollar could continue its surge back up to 91. So this is also struggling. This is why Bitcoin is struggling. When the dollar goes up, it struggles for Bitcoin a lot. Let's see if the dollar gets rejected here. This is a big level, because if the dollar doesn't, it can gap up pretty fast to 91.27. So watching the dollar here at this level is extremely important, especially on a Friday afternoon to see the dollar surge. Very interesting. Yeah, we'll hope that stimulus really does bring the dollar down. I don't understand why talk about a stimulus would bring the dollar up, honestly. DOT tanking. It did go all the way to my target here. Pretty close to about 14.98. I had 15. It went to 14.98. Maybe it did hit 15 at one point. Came all the way back down though to 11.78, and it's all the way back up $1 already. So it's insane the price action moves here for these altcoins and for Bitcoin. Take a look at Bitcoin one more time. 35,698 on the way back to 36K. And you think a second ago it was just at 34,400. So this thing swings damn near $2,000 in a heartbeat. Unbelievable. And we used to talk about that back in the day when Bitcoin was just a couple hundred. We were like, Bitcoin's going to move by thousands of dollars in a day at a time, So we have the Mo Money list. We have the Dow Jones right now down $1, and that's because of the dollar too. And this isn't good because remember I had the Dow Jones in this wedge, and I said as long as it stays in this wedge, I'm pretty bullish on it. It broke down from that wedge. We want to see it break back up into this bullish pattern. If it doesn't, it's easily going to come back down here and test this 30,000 level and then go up and down, up and down. And there's a chance it falls out of this and goes all the way to 18. even further down. So this is a bearish pattern, the rising wedge. I'll give you it on the, yeah, see it? It's a bearish pattern. There's 68% chance of a break to the downside with a target about 18,000, 19,000 for the Dow. I hate to be bearish. I'm just giving you what the pattern gives us. You know, that's just all I can do. You know, sometimes it's great and sometimes it's not. Wow, look at plug power. So I have two scenarios for plug power, and I gave it to you already. Really, I don't know if we have to. We could revisit each day to kind of see how it's moving, but it's either going to go sideways in this bull pennant, or it's going to start breaking down and retest either the 386, the 0.5, or the 618. Good chance it does come back down and test the 618. I think that's a high probability. They're going to see plug power back at 29, but it is wanted. It is getting pushed up. So, you know what? Maybe people really push it and keep it inside it. If people keep it inside of a bull flag like this, it's going to be extremely bullish, extremely bullish. So keep your eyes on plug power. The daily still has to have a whole reset here on the stochastics. So it's going to have to come back down for a little while. Your info was amazing. Thank you. Anytime, man. Anytime. I appreciate you saying that. Let's take a look at SGMO too. It's in this double bottom. It's to me still extremely bullish. Nothing has changed from my prediction for SGMO. Again, this isn't financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. But I see SGMO pumping and getting all the way back up to 23. And that's what I was suggesting here on this double bottom inside of this falling wedge. So SGMO, man, looking pretty nice. Then we have Tesla, Fluent. We went over Fluent already. Fluent's looking pretty good. FCX and SGMO. Let's take a look at FCX. FCX doing pretty good. Look, it started to break out. But look, then it broke back down into the pattern. Not a bearish engulfing candle. Not the best candle. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. What's going on? So sad. It looks a lot like crypto market. It looks like it's falling the crypto market, which is interesting. Comes back up. Comes all the way back down. But we're still in the pattern. So we're fine. Negates that completely. We could make a right shoulder. So one thing I do have to stress is, could this be a left shoulder ahead? And can we make a right shoulder? And if that's the case, we could come all the way back down here to 26.78. We're going to have to watch that to see what happens. Now it's a big deal that we hold this bottom trend line. So if you want to just redraw what I have, if you want to watch this, redraw what I have, put a green line here at 29.69. If we break 29.69, we're falling fast down to 26. Let's take a look at plug. No, plug is in a head and shoulder. Look for plug to dump pretty hard, in my opinion. 30-minute, it may save you right now, but look, we have I'll show it to you guys. It's pretty obvious, right? Most bearish pattern in the game. We have a left shoulder. We have a head. And we clearly have a bit of a right shoulder. And I feel like we're already starting the downtrend. Let me give you where I believe plug's going to go. I believe plug's going to either revisit this area here at 55 or gap all the way back down to 45, which would still be extremely bullish for what plug's been doing. And that would also create hidden bullish divergence. We have a slight hidden bullish divergence right now, though. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So it's crucial that plug holds this level. See the line that I made? It's funny that we got wicked up and we got a candle close right on my line. Very interesting. So this is the same, very similar scenario I'm looking for plug. Is it's got to stay here. It's going to come back down. You know, we went over this a second ago, but just to bring it up again. Iost doing some good things. It would pump all the way to 5.1, come back down to a double bottom here at 18, and continue its way on a bit of a flag. So I feel like it's forming a new bowl or a bit of a cup and handle. So here's the cup right here. Here's a bit of a handle. And I'm telling you, man, these are explosive. These are very explosive. So you got a cup and handle on Iost. Neckline down to price action, okay? And we have some support and resistance here, some support and resistance right here, and some support and resistance right here. Unbelievable. So Iost, I like where it's sitting. And honestly, once something bottoms where it's bottomed, it looks very similar to an altcoin. 130% gain is possible for Iost. So just to throw that out there, guys. Picked up some ETH on the dip. Picked up some ETH on the dip. Riot, man, I'm telling you, I feel like it's going to have to come down. All right. That's a double top to me. That's bearish divergence as well. You have swing up to swing up on the 4 hour. So you have swing up to swing up, which is swing down to swing down, right? And to me, I'm going to pull a fib on that. And it's got to come back down to the 382, at least 1933, in my opinion, for it to be healthy. Nothing goes up forever, so like there's only a matter of time, right? People are like, no, it has to move forever. These are your 3 possible levels. And even if it came all the way back down to 13, I would not be surprised. So watch Riot. I would be taking profits up here or just holding long term. Hopefully you got in right here or right here. And you're willing to take the fall down a little bit and continue on up. Not saying it's not still bullish, but that's a parabolic run up. And you can see it's clearly got some divergence there going on. And I think it's gonna do some type of healthy retracement. Halliburton was the play, though. I mean, look at this thing. Mo brought it to the channel right when it was starting to break out here at around 14. And I clearly could see that it could get all the way up to about 42 after long. And the reason why it broke long-term resistance. Like resistance it had been in for years. So when something's been in resistance for years, to me, it's just like, wow. Like right here, look. It started in April of 2018, and it just came out in November of 20 of that long-term resistance. So it's on the way to start a new trend, and this is a slow mover. Halliburton, man. Halliburton. The Gus funds. The Gus funds is Amazon. Amazon actually doing really well. Look at this. Amazon bull flagging. Look at that. So that's actually this is actually a time to accumulate Amazon. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it looks like Amazon's about to have a big breakout. I mean, it's been bullish, right? Everyone buys everything from Amazon. They've made more money than ever during the pandemic. I've seen more Amazon trucks. Everyone sees them. That's all you see these days is Amazon trucks. No one else is on the road. 47% gains coming for Amazon. So Amazon could go all the way up to $4,500. So damn, man. Look at that. We did that already. We did FLNT earlier today. Went over it already, man. Show you it again, though. It's breaking out of this rising falling wedge that it was in. It did have a breakout, came back down for a retest. Wow, it's getting dumped on a little bit, though. Wow, today it just fell out of the pattern. But that's okay. What we can do is we can extend this falling wedge like so. So now it's in the falling wedge, which still has a 68% chance to break to the upside. And it's starting to reset on the daily. What, sweetheart? In the middle? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
No, your bike has its own little special spot. You don't want your bike with the other whack bikes. Your bike is all nice and neat. Don't do it. Get out of here. Your bike. No, it's in the good spot. All right, so check it out. We're low on the stochastics on the 4 hour on the daily. It's telling me this thing is ready to rip. These are perfect times to accumulate. So this is where you want to accumulate. I'll give you your buy zone. Why don't you try this for once? No, I'm just saying to use a certain indicator. Chris, though, one day, man, hit me up after the stream, man. But this is your buy box, okay? In between about 428 and 440, this is where you want to accumulate Fluent, in my opinion. And it's because you're low on the stochastics on the daily, right? You're in a clear pattern that breaks out 68% of the time. You're in a beautiful uptrend. It's been confirmed. And to my opinion, once you start breaking out, Fluent's going to make its way all the way back up to 740. And I even have a bigger target here, Fluent to 858. And I believe that can happen by June area. So look for big gains out of Fluent in the next few months. That's my call, and I'm sticking to it. I called 3 from 245. I called at 245. Whatever, man. Rounded bottom. It was all there. Rounded bottoms are consolidation. A little bit of a double bottom. It was in a falling wedge. And if I go to the weekly, you can see it was in a bigger falling wedge. Look at this. It's breaking previous resistance that it's been in for a long time. And it will get back to that all-time high at $12.58 right there. So that's the bigger picture. What's going on, guys? Jesus. That's too loud, please. That's too loud, guys. I'm off in a second. All right. So there we go. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're enjoying the live stream. Hope you got some good value out of it. And Iost back up 218%. A second ago, it was down 243%. It's cool to see. I can just look and see where the tickers are right now. I like it. I like it. That's pretty cool, man. The crypto bubbles behind me. What do you guys think of using crypto bubbles behind me? Thought it was pretty funny. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. 20 likes. If we get up to 33 likes, I will live stream tonight. I will live stream tonight. Amazing stream. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Still don't get the... It's funny. I don't know if it's something I said. A lot of people aren't back this week. Interesting. We're missing a lot of people. But we still have a lot of new people today. Shout out to all the new people on the stream. Let's go over it right now. Let's see who we got. Shout out to Wrenchy T, Ricky the Investor, Noel, Eddie DC, Anthony Clark, Crypto Don Juan, Bagwell 33, Trade Intuition, Noel, my man, Stephen Bangkok, Chrissy Fouts. Okay. Yep. Bagwell 33, Gabrielle, we got you. Crash, Eddie DC. Yep. Arati, my dude, Arati, been a minute. Steve, I like all the comments, Steve. Really appreciate that. Mo, my man. Am I able to view my watch list like that on the TradingView app? Yes, you are. Mo and Roger watching too. Shout out to Roger, man. Thank you so much for coming into the live stream, Roger. Really appreciate it. Look at support.com at 204. It's doing a beautiful bottom here on the weekly. I mean, very interesting. It is also forming that cup, right? So just something to think about. We can take a look at AMC too. I remember you wanted me to look at AMC yesterday. Let's see if it started to dig itself out of that grave. Photographic memory, was at about 201, 210, I believe, right? Last time we looked at it. Let's take a look at AMC. And yeah, it's already starting to make a little bit of a move, right? Up to 222. Let's take a look at it in the 4 hour. Hit that auto, kind of straighten us out. Yeah, and we were bottoming down here at about, remember, 210, 213 area. And we did get wicked up almost to 232. Looks like it's forming another beautiful double bottom area. What do I mean by that? Well, double bottoms are bullish patterns. And you can see right here, AMC is forming this double bottom. It's at the end of its leg, if you look at it here. It has been just falling. Look at it on the 3-day even. And you can see it's been collapsing for a long time. But it's starting to break some resistance, in my opinion. Right there we have something. And there we want to see it if it breaks this line. This is kind of resistance for it. We're finally forming that double bottom though. You see here. So we're in a bit of a falling wedge actually, if I can bring this over here. Yep. So there's your pattern. 68% chance to break to the upside. Then you say, okay, well, how do you get your target? You take it from the price down, length of the poles, really. And this is AMC. Roger, you were asking about this, so I'm just throwing it back out there for you. I got a great memory. And there you go. Boom. A 35. 351% gains coming out of AMC. So this is no small fry. And that would still be at like the bottom of the bottom where no one would even notice. Getting its way back up to its all-time highs. When we get the vaccine, everything starts moving and people start doing their thing. You know, there's a high chance that things work out. And, yeah. Laser on the 3-day. Let's take a look at the laser. We were talking about laser the other day. Seems to be consolidating pretty well now. Yeah, it's forming a beautiful pennant. This has something to do with electric cars. So it's with that idea, battery producer, I believe. A buddy of mine was telling me about this. It's forming that beautiful, beautiful pennant that we all love to see. And it's running out of room. What I like about running out of room means it gives you the position to take a shot. And this is how I trade. I basically look for this pattern over again. I use other patterns too, but this is my bread and butter. And I teach this. And what I teach is I have a trading checklist. All right. I might as well bring it up real quick because it's a beautiful checklist. So I'm going to show it to you guys real fast. I'm going to give you guys a free sample, and I've updated it actually too. This is a free sample of what I give when I tutor people. Okay. So you can kind of get an idea. There's free tutoring right now coming in to the channel. I'm gonna show you guys a Google Doc that we use, and it's gonna be awesome. So check it out. On a whim, out of nowhere. So if you stayed for the live stream, if you're loyal, you're gonna get a gem right now. A beautiful, beautiful gem. It's gonna help you for the rest of your life. Really learn and do what you gotta do. So check it out. Okay, so check it out. We're going to take a look at this Google Drive, and we're going to show you something pretty interesting. Stay with me for 1 second. Let me get this to load. A lot of windows going on, a lot of things. Okay, cool. But here, this is what I want to show you guys. Okay? And this is what I want to talk about with laser, because it's a checklist that I look for, and it's how I trade over and over and over again, right? So, let's see if I can also zoom in on this a little bit. So check it out. So we must establish rules before entering a trade, okay? And these are the rules that I trade by. You can do what you would like, but these are the rules that I trade by, even with visuals for myself to help me understand. By doing this, I really created my own little system that I could teach to someone else. And this is what I love about it. Sorry. So check it out. It's got an itchy nose. Dust down here. Okay, so check it out. And I want to show laser real fast. This is laser right here. And laser looks really nice, and I like it. And this is what I'm talking about. I circled it, and we're going to look at it on the daily here. You're going to look at some oscillators. You're going to look at some price action. You're going to look at the moving averages, how they're all beautifully in a line. 21, 50, 80. Everything's beautifully in a line. And the 21 is starting to curve up right now. Very bullish sign. You're also seeing the RSI is in a bullish pattern. And you mean, what do you mean? Well, if we were actually to zoom in on the RSI, which is pretty cool, and we were to take a look at it, we could say it is in a falling wedge. You see that? Which is breaks out 68% of the time. So even the RSI is in a bullish pattern. So when you see bullish patterns on oscillators, that's a bullish sign. We're very low on the stochastics on the daily too. And that's really where you want, where you get your big pumps. Right here, the last big pump started down here on the low RSIs. So low RSI, pretty good low RSI. It needs to be 50 or below. That's a really good place for it to be. It's bullish. And also the MACD. Okay. And this is why I would take a look at laser. And this is why laser makes sense to me. And it's starting to, what I say, run out of room. Meaning up, down, up, down. Look, it starts up. They sell it off. It gets bought back up. It comes back up. And it channels, it channels, it channels. It gets tight. And it gets into a place where it's ready to rock. And that's where the checklist comes into play. Is the price creating a bullish pattern? This is one of the most bullish patterns in the game. Right here. The bull pennant. To me, it is the most bullish pattern in the game. Whenever you see it, it represents bullishness to a T. So yes, it's in a bullish pattern. Is the price at the bottom of the trend line in the pattern? And so what I do is I go to like the 4 hour to see the pattern a little better. And you try to look like, and what you want to try to do, what you aim to do, is to get in here at these places, bottom of the trend line, bottom of the trend line. So the answer to this question is yes, it's very close to the bottom of the trend line. So yes, this is the second thing on my checklist. Yes, it is. So this is laser. Is the price of the last 25% of the pattern, and then you circle it, because why get in here? It's going to coil up, and the answer to this is yes. It's actually in the last like 10% of the pattern, which is even better. Okay? Come on. We're on a roll here. Okay, check it out. Then is the MACD turning in a bullish way, right? That's another thing we want to discuss. And look, you can clearly see that the MACD, when we zoom in on it here, it's not the MACD. This is the MACD. Supposed to be able to double click in it and we should be fine. Yeah. What are you doing, guy? This is the MACD. And you can see the MACD right now on the 4-hour isn't turning in a bullish way, but on the daily it is. The daily is running out of bearish momentum, and you can see that the blue line is on its way to curving eventually, and that's a really good sign. Is the blue line curving up towards the red line? We do want to see the blue line curve towards the red line. That's really where the indication of the bullishness begins. But to be more aggressive, you can wait. You can preempt that, because it is a lagging indicator, meaning it happens after the price starts to make a move. Is the RSI in a bullish pattern, close to oversold or at least below 50? And the answer to that question is also yes here on laser, right? And then is a shorter moving average curving towards a longer moving averages? Are there any divergences? And then we look for divergences and things of that nature. We do see, let's look at the 4-hour. The 4-hour gives me a little bit of hidden bullish divergence. We have swing up to swing up, but this looks like swing low to swing low, or at least not up in the same angle. It's more like a downward trend, and this is an upward trend. It tells me that that is hidden bullish divergence and that the trend will continue. So laser, man, very interesting to say the least. Very interesting to say the least. So this is why, these are the things. I went through the checklist, and this is why I really like laser. So if I like to play laser, it's very simple. What I do is I risk a very small amount of money. So say I was going to put in like $3,000, right? And I'd risk 6% of that. And I don't even do that. I only like to risk $150 per trade. So I have an equation that helps me find out how much I can put in this trade. So if I only want to risk $150 in this trade, that's how much I want to risk. I do 150 and I divide it by my stop loss, which is 0.0682. And that gives me $2,200 roughly to put in the trade. And if it doesn't go my favor, then I'm going to lose $150. Now, then we extend where it's going to go, right? We take a look at our projected target. And we look at our projected target, it puts us up 108%. So I could make $2,200 roughly, a little more actually, if we times this by times it by 2 and 8%. We'll have to get 8%, but we times it by 2 is there, and then the 2199 times 0.08 is another 175. So you're looking at about, plus the 2199. You're looking at a gain of $2,374, and you only want to risk $150. And this is what I do this over and over again. And if you make 5 out of 10 of them, you end up losing. So let's say you win. Say you did this and you won 4 out of 10. Let's just say you won 4 out of 10 of these. They hit the targets. Everything went well. So let's say 6 out of them, you would lose $150. So your loss would be $900. But the other 4 were similar to this. Let's say this was the best one. So the other 4, so even this one, let's just say 1. This one garnered you about $23.75. So there you lose $900. So you're still up 1, and you have 3 more that you won. And let's say you won $500 on each of those. And this is how you only need to make 4 out of 10 trades, okay, to make, and then you would basically, so let's do that. So out of the 4 trades you win, and this is actually small time, but let's just say times 3, you make 1,500. And on this one we showed you, say this one goes well, you make 2,400 about, right? We were off, but so you make 3,900, you lose 900 on the other 6 trades, and you make $3,000. And that's how my trading system works. And that's basically what I do for, that's it. And then I take those, put them into long-term holds. But if I'm going to start day trading, looking at different things, if I'm looking to get into this, and this is something that I want to trade, this is the system in which I use. And I perfected it. I've used it to my advantage. There's a whole reason why I do it. I could explain the philosophy behind it. There's actually mathematical reasons why each probability that I'm using to my advantage helps us get where we need to go. So if this is interesting to you, if you like this, we also tutor this in my group. You could join my Telegram in the link below. Join my Telegram group, and so much information there to be shared, and we're there to help you guys out too. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Wonderful day. Let me look at the comment section real quick. What did you just do? So there you go. There you go. Thank you. Anytime, man. Anytime. What did you just do? Not sure. Not sure. Anytime. I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope everything's going well. And yeah. Gave you the keys to the city, guys. I gave you the keys to the city. So you take that where you want to take it. But I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Thank you guys so much for watching the live stream. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Crypto Lifer is over and out. And we'll say it one more time together. 1, 2, 3. Crypto is life. I love y'all. Be safe. Iost up 238%. Boom. The market's still... Wait, actually, right before I go, let's just take a look at my Bitcoin prediction for the day. I'll leave you with my last prediction for the day, so you can have that echo through your brain as the rest of your day moves. And look at Aave back to 152. Charging ahead. Whole market really just dumped and then came back strong. That's why you got to just hold on to your horses. 36,000. We're doing our thing. We're doing our thing. We bounced. Let's take a look back at the 1 hour. So far, so good. Hit auto, help us square away. And look, so far we're respecting my trend line. And that's all I wanted. That's all we needed. And it looks like Bitcoin's going to go all the way back up to the top of the trend line at about 39,006. Could come back down one more time too to 35.8. Cool if it ranges sideways. That will be really good for the alts. If we can range for the next couple days throughout the weekend and watch the alts just fly. Shout out to everyone holding a link. If you took anything that I've been talking about in the last few months, shout out to you, man. Congratulations. Again, this isn't financial advice. Get yourself a financial advisor and do your own research and your own due diligence. But Iost popping, everything doing well today, coming back strong. Talked about LTO. Put that on your radar. Talked about MahaDAO. Look at that bouncing against ETH real fast. Starting to come up. Making a little bit more on the ETH. MahaDAO making a move today. Matic. I like Matic a lot. And everything else on the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. I want to check the market cap too right before I go. Because when I'm done with this too, I go and I have dinner and I have lunch and you know, breakfast. Exactly. Can't even think because I didn't eat yet. But check it out. We are retesting this trend line here. And this could be just a beautiful retest for the market cap to get all the way back up. I'd like to see us get back into the $1 trillion region though. Come on, man. Do your thing. Market cap's looking just like Bitcoin. To me, is in a beautiful bull pennant. And it's only going to continue. So don't worry, guys. I saw a lot of bearish faces this morning. Even during the stream. I could feel your energy. Everyone just needs to relax and know that you're in the right place at the right time. On your way to the moon, man. VeChain. So, Thank you guys so much. Remember, 1, 2, 3. Crypto is life.